Mayor Bruce Harrell, it is a yes or freaking no answer. It's a yes or no question. Do you support the campaign of a socialist police abolitionist, or don't you? This segment is brought to you by Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Sick of fad diets that work for a couple months and then you gain all the weight back? Well, I'm down 37 pounds on the Eastside Weight Loss Clinic program, and I've kept that weight off for more than a year. Schedule your free 15-minute consultation today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. I'm so stunned by this. So let's just sort of reset this up, because I refuse to let go of this story. I refuse until Bruce Harrell tries to run for re-election. I swear to God, we'll talk about it constantly. So there is right now a race for state house happening in the 43rd legislative district. That is the heart of Seattle. So it is pitting Shaun Scott, who is a socialist police abolitionist, against Andrea Suarez with We Heart Seattle. So Shaun Scott, and just as a reminder, like back in 2020, he was absolutely advocating for police abolition. He was posting articles about it. The time to abolish Seattle police was yesterday. He has been out. I mean, one of his quotes was like, change was happening a lot faster when there were police cars on fire in the city. So he is a fringe activist. He's a democratic socialist. He's a police abolitionist. He has in recent months, while campaigning for the 43rd legislative district, supported rioting, supported acts of criminal unrest, like the blocking of freeways, like the blocking of access to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. This is as fringe as it gets. So a lot of us sane people who support public safety were understandably confused when Shaun Scott was at a candidate forum and was listing off people who supported his campaign, and he said this.
Also been endorsed by Representative Nicole Macri, who would be my seatmate in Olympia. We're happy to have the support of the actual 43rd Legislative District Democrats. Proud to be supported in this race as well by Planned Parenthood, by the Washington State Council of Firefighters, and actually by the Mayor of Seattle as well.
And I thought, no way. I even said last week, did I not say last week, I think Shaun Scott's probably lying. Because what was weird about it, first of all, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell, he has acted at least like a public safety mayor. He supports police, wants to hire more police officers, wants to get the crime crisis under control, has actually said what needs to be said in many instances when it comes to the open air drug use downtown, the crime, etc. So I thought, no way in hell Mayor Bruce Harrell is supporting an avowed police abolitionist. That would be a betrayal of the men and women of the Seattle Police Department and a betrayal of the downtown Seattle business community. I just don't see it. And the other thing that struck me as weird is he lists this whole long list of the progressive who's that support his campaign. Every one of them is listed as an endorsement on his website except Bruce Harrell. And the way he said it, like, I'm supported in this campaign by the mayor of Seattle, I thought for sure last week it was Shaun Scott who was lying. But then it became pretty clear that Mayor Bruce Harrell wasn't willing to simply answer yes or no. So we reached out, we've sent multiple emails. I have sent multiple text messages to his communications staff. Jason Rantz has, Jonathan Cho has, trying to figure out like, hey, he says this, is it true? Is that not a really simple freaking question for the mayor of Seattle to answer? Like, oh, no, I'm not, or yeah, I am. Yes or no? So the longer it went on that they were ignoring our emails, that they were ignoring our phone calls, that they wouldn't set the record straight, the more likely to me it became that Shaun Scott was telling the freaking truth. So here's the kicker. Oh my gosh, this drives me nuts. So the biggest pro-police event of the year in Seattle is the Seattle Police Foundation's annual gala. And it was this past Friday where they raise money for needs of the Seattle Police Department that are unmet by taxpayer funds. So it's this big event. All the police are there. Police officers get awards for their bravery and all of this. And then people, in fact, the last time I went, which was a couple years ago, maybe the first time Bruce Harrell, the first year he was in office, I was there and he was there and he and his wife raised their paddle to donate a good chunk of money to the Seattle Police Foundation. So anyway, this event is on Friday. We didn't go, but Mayor Bruce Harrell was there. So this is so crazy to me. So our friend Jonathan Cho, intrepid independent journalist, he ends up going Uninvited, I think, and cornering Mayor Bruce Harrell, as he often does. Why does Jonathan always corner people on elevators? It's a thing for him.
It's tricky.
But I love it.
I love it.
Corners Bruce Harrell on an elevator to ask him again that simple yes or no question. Here's the video.
Hey, how are you?
It's been forever.
Yeah, how are you?
Can I just ask you one question? Shaun Scott says you endorse him for a state legislature run.
Come on, man.
I just wanted to ask.
You're recording right now, right?
Yeah, but is it a yes or a no?
I'm not going to answer anything right now.
Jason Rand's put out an article that you did.
I'm not. I'm good.
Fair enough.
Good evening. Raise the money for our police foundation. Real happy.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service, man.
Won't answer the question. Will not answer the question. He says, we're here. We're focused on raising money for police. It's a simple freaking question. Do you support Shaun Scott's candidacy or don't you? And the fact that he wouldn't answer tells me he does. The fact he wouldn't answer tells me he does. What a betrayal. What a betrayal. It makes him unfit. He is now de facto unfit to be the mayor of Seattle. And was I not very supportive of him in the early days? Thinking he's saying the right things, he's being supportive of police. How dare you show your face at a fundraiser for the men and women of the Seattle Police Department, while at the same time refusing to distance yourself from a police abolitionist who supported rioting, attacks, criminal unrest against the men and women of the Seattle Police Department, who still to this day does. How dare you show up at anything pretending to be pro-police? Everything he said, everything he's done, everything he said he supports when it comes to hiring more officers, supporting good officers, cleaning up the crime crisis downtown, it doesn't mean jack shit anymore. Done. If you are honest to God supporting a police abolitionist to represent downtown Seattle in Olympia, especially when the other candidate is someone who actively, day in and day out, is working to help people who are drug addicted downtown, is working to help people who are homeless downtown, is telling the truth about the crime crisis, is supporting law enforcement. I'm stunned. This is a scandal. And the other thing I'll say, so I went on X this morning just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Like, I miss things, right? I can't be everywhere. And so I said, hey, have any legacy media outlets covered this that I just haven't seen before I go absolutely scorched earth on them? Because to the best of my knowledge, we've talked about it. Jonathan Cho has talked about it. Jason Rance has talked about it. I think Ori Hoffman has talked about it. So it's like conservative leaning media and independent conservative media, when this should be a story being covered by every major outlet in Seattle that has talked about the crime crisis or the police staffing shortages at all. Imagine that. Imagine as a mainstream outlet not wanting to know, not having the curiosity, the care or concern to find out whether the mayor of Seattle is supporting a police abolitionist at a time when we're down 600 officers and he said he wants to hire more. Imagine not having that curiosity as a journalist. At the very least, wouldn't it pique your interest when he's dodging the question? When he won't respond to emails, he won't respond to texts? A candidate has said this and Mayor Bruce Harrell won't confirm or deny? Is the media really that lost? Yes, the answer is yes. Are they really that captured? Yes, the answer is yes. And there really hasn't been a lot of media coverage on the fact that there is a socialist police abolitionist leading in the race for a legislative seat in Seattle when we have all these issues that having a socialist police abolitionist would make decidedly worse. And the media does not give an F. They genuinely don't care because they're that captured by the far left. And so I mean, look, I could be wrong. There might be media outlets who are working on it right now, sending emails. They're getting the same block that we are, but you don't have to wait. It's a story already. It is a story that the mayor won't say yes or no. I really think what his team is trying to do is make it go away. Like maybe he offered some support to Shaun Scott behind the scenes and it wasn't like a full-on endorsement. But now people know about it, and now he won't just answer it. That's a story in and of itself. It's an easy story to write. Police abolitionist says he has the support of the mayor. The mayor won't say yes or no. What's going on? That's your freaking job in the media, right? Not a single one of them give an F. It's crazy. I don't even know what to say. It's the biggest scandal that a Seattle mayor has had since old Ed Murray. A totally different type of scandal. But I can't remember something that has floored me since that as much as this when it came to a Seattle mayor. Maybe the missing text messages with Jenny Durkin. It's on that level, though. It's insane. So he won't say yes or no. Good for Jonathan Cho for cornering him in an elevator and getting him on tape saying, oh, I'm not answering that right now. No answer is a yes. Because it would be just easy, like, no, I didn't say that. I don't know what he's doing. So we've also reached out to the Seattle Police Foundation today, which I've worked with the Seattle Police Foundation several times in the past. In the spring, I hosted their awards ceremony in the spring. So I've been very supportive of the Seattle Police Foundation. I want to know, though, what they think about the mayor potentially supporting a police abolitionist when he says that he supports the men and women of the Seattle Police Department. That is nuts. And I think we're going to try to get... Has Mike Solon responded to you? We're going to try to get Mike Solon with Seattle Police Officer Guild to chime in on this and see what he has to say about it. What a gut punch, though, to police officers who need a little bit of support right now, to police officers who thought they had a friend in the mayor's office because he's been saying all the right things. Well, he just got caught with his hand in the socialist cookie jar. Unfreaking believable. Who wants a socialist cookie? You know how gross those probably are? It's like this. Although I imagine it being kind of similar to how you bake. But I was surprised. Yours was delicious. Nicole made some muffins this weekend that were made with like monk fruit instead of real sugar. They were gluten-free. And I was like, that sounds disgusting. And I ate one. I'm like, holy smokes. That was delicious. That was delicious.
Today.
Oh, good. I said Mike would want some. So he'll love that. Anyway, just wild, wild stuff.